yet. It's really it just hit. I think it just hit. It just hit 12 o'clock. I'm out of breath. Just got back from running errands, the bank, post office. Hey, Ronnie, you were the first here. How are you doing, buddy? So, I'm going to try to do a better job of reading your comments and questions. I don't want to upset anybody. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Jonas. Hey, Stefano. Man, coming in fast and furious. Hope you are having a great, to think about this, Wednesday. I actually I'm doing very good, Ronnie. Thank you for asking. A little bit out of breath. And I have asthma real bad, so this warm weather, it is close to 80 here today in Delaware. Try to get this stand a little bit. It's close to 80, and it's hot. I mean, when it's a week ago, it was not even a week ago, it was 40, 45 degrees for the high. Northern Minnesota. How you doing, Rita? Thanks for joining in. Rita, I wonder if your weather is getting warm like it is here. Hey, Mal, how you doing? Jonas, the eye surgery went well. Marcus said it's 45. It's coming though, Marcus. The warm weather's coming. No, it was not LASIK surgery. It was to create, or it was to repair something in my eye. I am severely, I gotta think about this. I am severely nearsighted. And because of my age and because of how bad my eyes are, it's more common, but apparently it's called a vitreal detachment, where something in the back of your eye breaks off, and it's like in the fluid of your eye. So I had this eye done a year ago, actually April of 2022. They make 3 small incisions, not to gross you guys out, they make 3 small incisions and they drain your eye to get that out of there, and then they fill it with saline. And then within like a week, your eye replaces, just like a scab, like it replaces or regenerates the fluid in your eye. And then I had it happened a month before I was supposed to have this eye done. It happened in this right eye, and this one got potentially worse. And I had this one done in November, so I see really good now. Get snow ice first, suppose 15. Rita, no, 15. Oh man. Well, I hope warm weather's on its way to you, because I'm done with cold weather. I'm not ready for it to be real hot either, but I'm done with the cold, man. And it's funny, as you get older, I'm in my mid 50s. 80s in Bama. Hey, DFeld969. Yeah, Marcus. I have yet to crack mine open. I actually got a pretty low numbered. In fact, let me show you what number I got. But I'm buying a second copy from somebody who reached out to me. Oh crap! I put this in here and it ripped. I did not do this, but here is my number. 282. So I got a low number. Cool and raining here in the UK. Mal, we're getting rain to tomorrow. As you can see, this I did not do this. It must have, when I slid it in here, it must have ripped the plastic, because I did not. In fact, so I can get a case, I'm going to put this in the other way, because I don't want to mess up the hype stickers. But I have another number. I have another one. Crap! Bear with me. Not good. It ripped the hype sticker a little bit, so you all witnessed that. But yeah, I got a pretty low number, and like I said, I got another one coming. Now that I ripped that, I might use that as my play copy, and the one that I'm getting from this gentleman probably in a week, I will keep that as my sealed copy. Yeah, it ripped the hype a little bit, but not the round sticker as the number. It ripped the hype underneath it. It tells you what tracks are on it. But so how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. I apologize though for those that were expecting me and David. I'm an Elvis fan, collected videos since I was 12. Nice, Rita. Collecting anything Elvis is fun. I was supposed to have a live stream this past Saturday, and as many as you all know, I I wasn't feeling well, and then we got a huge torrential storm, 50-mile-an-hour winds. So we got water in our basement. Not too bad. It could have been worse. So I had to cancel. And we're doing it a week from this Saturday. So it'd be Sunday David's time because he's in Japan. He's about 14, 15 hours ahead. And we're doing. I think it's April 15th. It'll be 11 p.m. Eastern time here in the States. Jonas, to answer your question, I have Klipsch speakers. Thank you, Marcus. Hey, Paul, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you here. Got a nice crowd here. Rita, I'm in my 60s now, so you've been collecting a good while. Hi, Risa, how are you? I have Klipsch speakers. I think they're the R44s or R64s is the model number. But they sound good. I mean, they're not crazy expensive. I think I paid $350 for them. But for what I want, for what I do, maybe they're $399. I can't remember. I've had them for a couple years or more. So, but they do well. They nice acoustic. Poke speakers are good, Marcus. I like Poke. In fact, my sound bar is Poke for my TV. I'm only 26 and I started my obsession just around when the movie came out. Well, Jonas, Stefano, Jonas, I will tell you, as you're probably beginning to find out, collecting Elvis is a very expensive hobby. It's not for the for those light in the pockets, but you just got to be patient. You can usually get pretty much what you want. You just got to be patient. You just got to know where to look. But that's the key thing, being patient. And sometimes it's being at the right place at the right time. Now, as you are probably also finding out, as many of you watching are already know, if you were late to the FTD vinyl game, I had 42 at the time, 42 of the 43 that were out on the FTD vinyl. I needed one more to complete my collection. I had found the copy I needed. It was Jailhouse Rock Volume 1. I was in negotiations to get it and send the payment by PayPal to get it. And I decided I was going to sell off some of my stash. So I sold some of the older ones, the real hard ones to find. How much have you used on Elvis things as of today? Yeah, everything, Jacob, is going up on FTD. In fact, the newest release, Elvis Presley Boulevard, even brand new copies are going for 150 plus. You all babies, I'm 70 years young. You are 78 years young, Mal. Let me go back because somebody asked a question. I don't want to miss anybody's questions or any of their say. Bought his first record in 1960. That's awesome. So Jonas, you said how much have you used on Elvis things as of today? How much have I spent, you mean? Because I wouldn't be able to begin. I wouldn't even. It would be a crime if I knew how much I've spent on Elvis. I've been collecting right around 5 years. I just hit 5 years. Or I'm getting ready to hit 5 years. I started collecting in 2018, spring of maybe early summer of 2018. Yes, spent. You gotta love spell check, Jonas. I love it. It always never types what I wanted to say. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to even give you an estimate on how much I've spent. It'd be obscene, absolutely obscene. And I've sold some stuff. I'm actually going to be selling off my MRS, the Memphis Recording Service vinyl that I have. I'm trading with somebody that watches my channel. D-Phil says I wouldn't even want to add it up. I wouldn't either, D-Phil. I'm trading. One of my viewers is in Memphis right now with her daughter, and she's going to pick up a couple FTDs, and we're going to make a little bit of a trade. I'm going to give her trade off a couple MRS, Memphis Recording Service vinyls that she's interested in, and in return, I'll get a few more FTD CDs to add to my collection. I'm currently, I think, at 115, 116 of the FTD CDs. So she'll be picking up a few more for me when she comes back, hopefully, and I'll send her off hers. But yeah, I'm focusing on FTD. Jonas says, how many do I have in total? Hey, Carrie, how you doing? Good to see you here. I don't even know. I don't have the collection that some people may think I have. I mean, I have a lot of vinyl. probably somewhere between 300 and 400 of just Elvis, and then I have probably another 75 to 100 not Elvis. Christian says, "Hey Mark, what is the best way to sell vinyl?" Christian, I would probably say you can do Discogs. eBay is kind of a slippery slope because of the fees they charge. I don't like their fees. And if you're a brand new seller on eBay, your first several sales that you make, they hold back the money for like 2 to 3 weeks. You send off your stuff, and then you got to wait 3 weeks to be paid off, and that kind of irritates me. So I did sell for a number of years. I haven't sold on eBay in a while. I just, like I said, the fees are exorbitant. You can start an Elvis channel and do like me, do like Ed from King's Court, and announce that you're selling stuff here. Like I said, I am selling off some of my MRS, my Memphis Recording Service LPs, but don't know how I'm gonna go about doing it yet. I don't have many. I probably have 6 or 7, maybe 8, but and Jonas, 300 to 400 really. You might say it's a lot. I know you're just starting out in the game. You have 7, you said, but David from Elvis Presley in Japan. He's my co-host. We usually once a month do a live stream on a Saturday night. I think he has well over 1,000, but he's been collecting for years. He's been collecting 20 or 30 years. Mal Wash, who's here, who's watching. I think Mal, correct me if I'm wrong. You have a couple thousand. Mal's got a massive collection. And I have friends that I talk to in the Elvis community here who have far more than what I have, but I'm reaching a point where I'm not getting. It was almost obsessive. I inherited most of my Elvis records from my aunt. Some have a few scratches, but I would never part with them. Barb, I wouldn't either, man. They're the best way to get it from family. So hold on to them. What was I going to say? It also sucks to get old and you lose your train of thought. Yeah, Jacob. The anything FTD, anything is crazy expensive just because the quality control is so good. Jonas says, "Is it better for only good for limited edition vinyls? The only 5,000." Here's the thing, Jonas. And I'm actually going to do a video on this soon. I've been felt compelled to do this. There's another channel I follow, not an Elvis channel. It's somebody who reviews 4K releases, physical media. And he came out with a video a few weeks back, and I loved it. And it was for when he came on, he said basically that the video was not for just what he does; it's for any collector of anything. And he said you can almost drive yourself insane. Practically, it's almost stressful to try to get everything that's out there. Hey, Claudette from Collingwood, biggest hell for 25 years. I did not know that, Claudette, that was a big Elvis festival there. Did not know that. Good to know. I used to get everything, try to get anything new that came out, any new release, everything. I was combing, trying to buy everything. And because I've acquired most of what I've wanted as far as original pressings, stuff with the bonus photos, and everything I get, I'm very picky about what I get. I want to make sure it's as close to mint or near mint as possible. It's got to be in good shape. The vinyl's got to be in really nice shape. The cover's got to be in good shape. I want the original inner sleeves. And I do a lot of combing, a lot of looking. I have scaled way back as far as vinyl. Ronnie says, I just started collecting the FTD a few months ago. I have around 20. This is hard. I'm only a uni student. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that, sir. Because, yeah, once you start getting into the first few, standing room only, the jungle room sessions, the good time sessions, and even some of the ones from like the mid 2010s, like 2015, 2016, they're jumping way up in price. But yeah, good times I saw somebody had a copy for, I've seen it as low as 400, and I've seen it as high as 700. Standing room only, there was a copy on Discogs, and it didn't have the hype sticker, and the person who was selling it wanted $1,200 for it. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I love Elvis. I love his music. I would love to have it. I did have it. I sold it. Got a pretty decent amount, but I got about half of that. Probably less. In fact, I got less than half of that. Because they're just going up, and there are only so many pressings made, so they're really difficult to find. Give me a quick second. I just want to check on my pup. She is out. She's laying on the deck. She's sunbathing. She likes laying on the deck and hanging out. Can you tell us more about the Elvis books you are collecting? Barb, I do have a number of different Elvis books, books written about Elvis, people in his entourage. Those are the Memphis Mafia. I want to get, in fact, I'll probably order it later today. I want to get Ginger Alden wrote a book about her relationship with Elvis, and I found it on eBay. I want to pick up a copy of that because I think it would be a good read. I have I have Elvis and Me by Priscilla Presley. I do have FTD books. I have between 12 and 14 FTD books. I probably have a little, slightly less than half. Gotta love my pop-ups. I'm not sure how many of the books came out. And some of them, again, are hard to find. I did recently, you see a recent video, I did get a hold of the FTD, hold on, let's see your comment. Crap, hold on. I did get the Viva Las Vegas from David, actually. Got it for an amazing price, and see it, you know, I had the shrink and everything on it. Live chat, I want to see the last comment. Jess, if a record says only 5,000 made, is it really only? Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be 5,000 in the whole world, or is it just to sell to give people? Jonas, that's a great question. Stefan, I want to get your question next about the 45s. I'll answer it now since I have it up. I only have a couple of foreign copies of 45s. All my 45s are in really, really nice condition. Most of them are mint. Some of them, I got them unplayed when I got them. They're originals, but most of mine are US. I got a couple 70s. I got an original Burning Love with A Matter of Time. It's a Matter of Time on the flip side. The picture sleeve with him in the red jumpsuit. I got that when I was 4 years old. Christmas of 1972 was one of the first. It was the first Elvis record I ever got, and I got an original. Got it for pretty cheap. I think I paid $20 for it. So they're out there. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. You just gotta look. I do have, as far as LPs, I do have a couple of Japanese pressings. I have several UK. In fact, the UKs are really, really nice. I like the UK pressings. Let's see, is this? That's my. This is my. Yeah, I have this one. This is in beautiful, beautiful condition. It's a silver spot. You see, like, there's absolutely no. Let me look how good the original sleeve is. It's a little browned. I mean, it's a what? 62. It's a 61-year-old record. But you can see there's like hardly no. You don't see any spindle marks. It plays beautifully, and I got this for a really nice price. But I love the UK releases. Let me see. I think I have. This is my Japanese pressing of Fun in Acapulco. I got this. This is the very first thing I ever bought from David in Japan. Your channel with Ed and David are what inspired me to get back into collecting. Ronnie, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I was getting ready to read that next comment about change of habit. I wish there was a way I could figure out how to keep these comments up. Carrie, it's a very nice book. Thank you, Stefano. It's a very nice book. It's huge. It's thick. I can't get over how big it. I got mine from somebody. I got it sealed. They had an extra copy. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine that I deal with and talk to from time to time, named Kurt. He had an extra copy, and this is common with FTD books. I don't know why, but they get dinged up in shipping and through shipping. And thank you, Adrian. I do too. Are you referring to this one, Fun in Acapulco? Because if you are, yes, I absolutely adore this soundtrack. I wish FTD would come out with a vinyl release of this. They have the sessions, they have the single CD copy, but they do not have the vinyl release. And I'm like anxiously waiting. I know I have. Here it is. Here's my other. And then I have a Elvis. It was 22. Jonas, what did you get those? $22.95. I might have missed that comment. I apologize if I did. But this is also an amazing shape. This is my UK. This is a red spot. I think in 64, 65 they went from a silver spot. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you can see how nice the vinyl is. It's gorgeous. Ronnie, do I collect any of the Friday Music pressings? I do have a few of them. Yeah, I do have a few of them. I actually, when I started paring down my collection, I sold off those. There's a record store that I sell to a lot. Really get a good return for what I sell. But I sold almost my whole, and I didn't have them all. I was missing 3 or 4 of them. And even some of them, like the Christmas press, the Elvis's Christmas album, there's like a white, green, blue, and red pressing, and they're going for like 150 if you can find them. They're hard to find. But I didn't have any of them. The Elvis Promised Land vinyl says limited copy. Jonas, that if you can get that copy, that's through Music on Vinyl, as you mentioned. That is a beautiful copy. It's like a white swirl. So yes, 2,500 in the world, Jonas. If it says 2,500 of anything, it's in the world. No, it's worldwide, Jonas. Europe, UK, or Europe is the UK or part of the UK, but US. Somebody correct me on that, which they should have. I made some kind of a comment about the UK and Europe to like markets one and the same. Okay, so Mal says Gold Records Volume 3 was the first with the red spot. Carrie David, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. I am not a fan of imports. Anybody who has followed my channel, I haven't said it often. I've said it in a couple of videos. In fact, I didn't have many. I had maybe 7, 8 imports, and they're nice, but I sold them all. In fact, a good friend of mine bought a couple of them from me. I'm just not a fan of imports. To each his own. I have nothing against imports. I don't have anything against anybody who does. They're just not. They just don't do anything for me, and that's me, because I think eventually a major label, whether it be Sony, RCA, BMG, probably FTD, will release them anyway. Paul says I'm missing 2 UK red spots. Potluck and something for everyone. Really hard to come by. Really expensive. Yes, they are, sir. I agree with you. Jonas says, what is the most exclusive release to vinyl? Yeah, I would say the first pressings of the first FTD vinyls. Which brings me to an interesting point that there's been question about this, and you're going to hear people argue to the death one way and people argue to the death the other way. But I'm hearing more and more, and I kind of suspected this to begin with. There are some places, even on eBay, where they're saying you can get the FTD vinyls, the second pressing. There is no second pressing. I suspected that, and I had somebody who is very in tune in the Elvis community and in the Elvis world who reached out to me a couple weeks ago and said that, yeah, Mark, there are no second pressings. They do that to try to sell it or to ramp up the price. Now, again, I wouldn't put my life on the line and say that that's the case, but I've heard from a couple actually reliable sources that there were never a second pressing of any of the FTDs. So, let's see, whose question was that? I want to see whose question that was about the King Creole, because the comments are coming in. Carrie says, I wish I could get the FTD King Creole. I actually just got a copy of it about a month ago. Found it for a really nice price. You're referring to this one, correct? I haven't even opened it yet. I just have been so busy. Ronnie, the Moody Blue is phenomenal. I got a pretty low number. I got 1,444. D-Phil says, I wish there was a list of all those destroyed the fire. Yeah, I heard the FTD label took a massive hit with that fire. And then right before I got vinyl, double clear vinyl, really, really nice release. So I'll be honest with you. I heard a couple people say they're a little disappointed that the new Elvis Presley Boulevard release was not hand numbered. It was on the sticker. Paul says, I missed out on the Potluck Red Spot. I was on holiday. Wasn't in great shape. Yeah, see, to me, an 84 pounds, that comes out to, my math is correct, because the pound fluctuates a lot when it comes to conversion to USD, US dollars. But yeah, 84 pounds, if you don't count shipping, you're probably talking about $104, $106 US. And if it's not in great shape, see, I'm not even interested. I'm kind of a vinyl snob. I say that because, yeah, if it's not anything less than excellent, because you have mint, which usually means it's never been played, and sometimes near mint could also mean it's unplayed, but it's been open maybe. I have several mint and I have several near mint. A lot of my original pressings are near mint, but I put them on the turntable. Girl Happy, the U.S. version I have of that. The first time I played it, like I didn't even hear as much as a tick or a pop. It was quiet. I don't think it had ever been played, and I got it for a super nice price from a guy that I bought from before. Original Potluck was on large silver spot. Red Spot was reissued. Good to know, Mel. Yeah, Mal is very knowledgeable. If you uh, he informs me. You know, he comments on a lot of my videos and sets the record straight for me because I will never claim to be an expert in Elvis, not even remotely close. Um, but I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought. I heard that if you let the vinyls lay down, hold on. These comments they only pop up literally for a second. I'm gonna have to look through. So Jonah says, I heard that, and anybody can answer this question too, feel free. I heard that if you let the vinyls lay down, the soundtracks could wear off and become unplayable. Is that true? I don't know. I don't know, Jonas. Possibly, if anybody wants to jump in and answer that, Mal maybe. Ronnie says, I'd love to see FTD get around to putting Wild in the Country on an LP release. Ronnie, here's my thing. Here's my belief. And I actually saw this question. This question's been brought up a couple of times. Yes, Mal, I'd give all the silver spots and all the red, just missing those two. Eventually, if they want to keep making money, they're going to have to release the proverbial kitchen sink. They're going to have to release everything. And eventually, there will come a time, don't know when that'll be, could be years down the road, they're going to run out of things. But I'm telling you, eventually, every single thing that Elvis ever did, that RCA, BMG, and their association with that, the Follow That Dream label, it's all going to be released. Jonah says, what do I use to clean your vinyls? Just a soft cloth. Yeah, again, I might be a vinyl snob, but I don't have like a fancy machine. I got mine from Amazon here in the US. It's okay, Jonas, ask away. So for mine, Mr. Train says, hey, Mr. Train, how are you? I didn't see you in here. I have Wild in the Country FTD CD. I'm hoping to get that in the next week or two. Jonas says, won't lose quality, but may warp. Yes. Yeah, you got to be careful how I keep mine in here, and I kind of keep them tight, probably tighter than what I should. But I'd rather have them, like they're not so where I can't get them out. As you can see, like I can stick my finger in there. But what is the next FTD sessions for release? Jacob, from what they're saying, they're releasing the, hold on, Kerry Davis. Sorry, buddy. What do you think that are near these comments? I'm gonna have to watch a video and see if there's a way, or somebody can tell me how to keep the comments up. If you do StreamYard, they stay up, but here in YouTube Live, they don't. Kerry Davis said, Mark, do you think that FTD are near their end? No, I don't. Just because there's so much, because you could release so much more on vinyl that haven't been released yet. The CDs, I think with the soundboards, I do think, Carrie, that they are getting close as far as the CDs. There's almost 200 of them that have been released, so I think they're starting to scrape the bottom. But Jacob, yeah, so as you know, it was announced a week and a half ago that there's 2 new FTD releases coming in April. I don't know what they're, because I know the one, it's the new Blue Hawaii, the Making of Blue Hawaii, 2 books. You have the movie, 387 pages, and then this recording sessions, which I think is 85 pages, much like the Making of Jailhouse Rock. It's 4 CDs. It's every single song recorded in chronological order as they were recorded, and it comes with a double EP. And my dog is scraping at the door. Hold on, peeps. Sorry about that. I'm coming, puppy. Getting too hot for you? Come on, get some water. Yeah, she is my dog Ginger. She's terrified of my. She is terrified of my tripod for recording my videos. Yeah, Mal says they're going to release the Blue Hawaii sessions in the fall. So I think that's a great thing. It's kind of a double dip, but I think it affords those that don't want to get the whole set, because it's not cheap. If you buy it overseas, the sites I've seen where you can pre-order, it's about 199 pounds, but then shipping it's like 50 bucks. Carrie says I just ordered the potluck sessions. Carrie, you will love it. Potluck sessions might be, it's between that or the Devil in Disguise. They're my two favorite sessions. Potluck sessions, I tell you what, you will not be disappointed. They sound wonderful. It's every single recording. Apparently, there's a channel on here you guys should check out. It's called the EP Society. It's Jamie and John. They're very dedicated to keeping Elvis's legacy alive. They've had their channel for about 7-8 months, but they're growing. But they did a video. I didn't know this. I think Viva Las Vegas was the first sessions that was released. I think it was Fun in Acapulco. Viva Las Vegas, it was not every song in the sessions, so that was misleading. But then after that, I think FTD realized they were screwing up. And everything after, I think it's every single track in chronological order. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I always say things, and it doesn't always mean I'm right. It's just what I've heard. So let me put that little asterisk there. But I do think there'll last maybe 4 or 5 releases. Let me rephrase that. Maybe that's what it is. From like, I want to say Elvis is back up till now, like the Memphis recording studio, 69. I can't remember what that's called. That set, Elvis is back, Potluck, Something for Everybody, and The Devil in Disguise. I think they're all the full entire recording sessions, which is what it should be. They call it the sessions. It should be every single cut, every single track. You're putting a premium price on these, you need to include the whole kitchen sink. That's just my opinion. Give the fans what they want. This is really good. I never had this before. I'm a big monster. I do the zero sugar Ultra Fiesta Mango. It's good. Mal says he thinks the next FTD release will be Fun in Acapulco, but don't quote me. I hope. I'll probably pre-order like 5 of them. Love to have that. I'll at least get 2 copies. Ronnie says, would you say it's worth getting the new MSG FTD, Aria and the Prince from Another Planet? You know what, Ronnie? I see an argument for both sides. Since I'm, yeah, D-Phil says you're correct. Viva Las Vegas session is not complete. Yeah, it sucks, but, hold on, let me see the comments. It bugs me. It bugs me that these comments didn't stay up. So Paul answered Ronnie's question. Would you say it's worth getting the MSG FTD release if I were you in the Prince from Another Planet? I think that the sales of that are going to be underwhelming, and for obvious reasons. So in 2012? Might have been the 50th anniversary. Or not 50th, 40th anniversary. It was 2014. Prince from Another Planet. That was from the RCA Sony Legacy label, which I do own. It sounds great. It's got the afternoon show, and it's got the evening show on June 10th of 72. And then it has where they synced video from the afternoon show with the audio, and they synced it, and it's got some black spots throughout. It's not complete as far as the video, but it's a cool concept. It's got a great booklet inside with the press conference from June 9th at the Hilton. It's a great release. It sounds amazing. I will get it for one reason and one reason only. I am looking to collect the entire FTD CD catalog. I say CD, not the LP, but the CD catalog. And that's going to be part of it. The only asterisk to that is I won't get the Blue Hawaii sessions if I'm pre-ordering, because I want to be pre-ordering the book, the Making of Blue Hawaii, probably either tonight or tomorrow. So it makes no sense. So that'll be technically the one I'll be missing once I get the whole set, because why would I, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. George, hello, Mark. Were you able to pick up the 4 CD set from Ed, King's Court? Which CD set, George? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I apologize. Yeah, me and Ed, we talk off camera. We talk. I just reached out to him a couple nights ago, asking him about because I had some flooding in my basement on Saturday, and Ed lost a lot of stuff. He in his boiler room. Mr. Chan says the Angela tapes. No, I didn't know. I must have missed that. Oh, the Angela tapes. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes it takes a second. That completely went over my head when you asked me that. No, I didn't order them. I kind of went back and forth, but yeah, Nick, yeah, she recorded a lot of the shows from '72. I think it was August at the Hilton in '72. So 4 concerts his mother recorded while attending the concerts in 1972. Yep, yeah, I know what you mean now. Sorry, George, it just took me a second to to comprehend what you were asking me. Nothing on you. It just took me a second. But no, I didn't get them. I kind of went back and forth. I'm not a huge fan and there's nothing to get because I actually some of the ones that Ed's mom recorded I think sound as good as soundboards. He's played them on his channel and they sound really solid. But I decided to pass. George, really? They sound good? See, now you're going to make me reach out to Ed later today and say, "Hey, Ed, it's your buddy Mark." I can text him and say, "Hey, do you got any more? Do you have any copies left? I might have to send you get a copy." How much were they, if you don't mind me asking? I missed a video on what he was asking for him. Yeah, so that's I did pass, but now I'm gonna have to probably revisit it because I did $40. That's not bad. $40 isn't bad at all. In today's Elvis world, I think that's a great price actually. Oh, that's even better. 40 for all 4. You see, when I get off here, I'm gonna have to reach out to good old Ed and say, "Hey, Ed, I know it's a long shot. If there's another way I can get a copy, but what are your thoughts on the tour footage rumors that have been speculating over the past months?" Ronnie, are you referring to the Elvis on tour footage? I believe you are. If you are, I think they're just that. I think they're rumors. But I've been wrong before. I didn't think that they would ever release the audio, which they did on Elvis on tour, because I had heard different things. I heard that MGM had recorded them. Joe says, "How many times did you watch the movie? Have you or anyone heard some of the MRS mono concerts they released to stereo?" I think they sound good. I think they sound really good. I think MRS, the MRS label, does a fantastic job. Great quality control. At the top of the video, I said that I was going to be selling some of them. I have most of them sealed. So if any of you are interested, let me know. I'll hook you up. I'll give you a great price. Carrie David says, "Having any bad weather your way?" I got a little loud here earlier. No, Carrie, sun is shining. It is overcast, but it's very bright here. It's about 80 degrees. It's been stunning. Hola, Monica. Good to see you from Argentina. Very nice to have you. Far away. But it's gorgeous outside, but we're supposed to have crappy. I'm off tomorrow too, and my wife's off, and my youngest daughter is in a play at her school, and they have a half day because they go on spring break for a week after that. But my days off are not kick back, lay back, not doing. I'm doing something constantly. I got to catch up on errands, and that's what I was running. In fact, I literally walked in the door. I had to run some errands. I had to go into Newark here in Delaware. I had to drop something off. Had to go to the bank. Had to go to the post office. And I literally walked in the door with 4 minutes to spare. Man, I was like killing myself to get here. Oh, Jonas, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm not ignoring you. I didn't. I saw your question. I got sidetracked. I've only seen it once. I have things I like about the movie. I talked about this in previous streams, so I'll tell you quickly. There's things about the movie I liked, and there's probably more things about the movie I didn't like. My biggest beef, and I'll keep it brief because I don't want it to be a big bashing it. But I did see it within the first couple of days it opened. I went with my daughter. I thought Austin Butler did an amazing. This is my 1 minute review, and then we'll move on. I thought Austin Butler was amazing. I loved the Vegas at the International. I loved the concert scenes. I love the fact that they used the authentic, like the jumpsuits. Austin Butler slayed it. I could not stand Tom Hanks' um, version of Colonel Parker. He really didn't talk like that. I thought it was so over the top ridiculous. He actually got a Razzie Award as the worst actor for that role. By the way, I found that out this morning from a friend. But yeah, I did not like his interpretation of Colonel Parker whatsoever. The makeup was all pancaked on. I don't know. My biggest beef with the movie. Carrie says Kurt Russell's movie was better. Yes, This Is Elvis was better. I agree with you, Carrie. Um, my biggest beef was this. I thought the director, who has gotten lots of accolades for the movie, the thing that really I found disappointing the most is one of the reasons me as a fan that I love Elvis is not only because of his music, but the humanitarian that he was, and the philanthropist that he was. He was very caring. He loved people. He adored his fans. He had a wonderful heart. He, even though he was rich and had fame, um, and Ronnie, I'll go back to your question in a second. Um, Although he had the fame, like I was reading something just last night or this morning that was talking about like when he was on the set of his movies, he didn't act like a prima donna. Ah, crap. Ah, crap, 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 crap. Oh, sucks to get old. Ah, sorry guys, that was painful. So if I'm a little low here, that's why. Ah, horrible crap. Holy crud, that hurt. Ah. It's hard for me to watch biopic movies because some of the drama is embellished. A lot of it's embellished, Anthony. Truthfully, I think that's the other thing about the movie I didn't care for. The whole '68 special. I know it's Hollywood. It's got to be that way to a degree. But I heard something like I read somewhere. I do mystery chat. I do need a desk. I can sit over here on the couch, but I kind of like sitting in front of my collection. This is just a part of my collection. I got a crap load of stuff upstairs in boxes and stacked up and stored away, but in my closet, my walk-in, and yeah. But anyway, I'm trying to. If I miss anything, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch everything that comes in, but um, yeah, the biggest issue I had with that is I think the director had a real great opportunity to paint Elvis in that light. Him being he had his demons like we all do. A lot of his prescription and his weight problems and all that was well documented. But Elvis was a humanitarian. He loved people. He loved his fans. And even when he was struggling doing these night after night tours where he didn't take a day off, he did that for the fans. He didn't do it as much for the money. He did it because he wanted to give his fans something unique and an experience every chance he had when he went on that stage. His soundtracks, that was another thing. The Frankie and Johnny's, um, and the Harem Scarums, which every soundtrack album I find songs on them that I like. But Old MacDonald, Yoga is as Yoga does. He hated doing those songs, hated it. But you know what? You know what I admired about him? That didn't parlay into the recording. He still went in there and gave 100%, and you never knew for a minute that he hated doing that because he was a true professional. And that was, he excuse me, there's the famous story where he was in a car dealership in Memphis and a woman was admiring a car. He went to the owner, paid cash for it. That woman had a brand new car. That Elvis loved to give gifts. None of that was covered in the movie. None of it. It was never mentioned. It was never talked about. And frankly, it bothered me. It really bothered me because it painted Elvis in a much lesser light than what he could have been and should have been and deserved to have been. And when I hear people rave, and to each his own, this isn't knocking anybody, but I hear people raved about, oh, it's the most wonderful movie. It portrays Elvis. It could have been much better. And I'm sorry. I'm one thing I am on my channel is I'm transparent and I'm honest. And I just, like I said, it had some highlights. I liked some of the scenes. I loved the Vegas scenes, but I think the movie was too much geared toward one, his uprising and him getting to where he is, but then like his struggles and the whole thing with Colonel Parker and when he was on stage belligerent, or that's not the word I want to say. When he was like, ranting at Colonel Parker, which that never happened on stage. It happened, but not on stage. And Elvis was like half doped up and on this in the scene. I didn't like it. It left a bad taste in my mouth. But again, that's me. That's my opinion. That's what makes the world go around. We have opinions. Try to go back to some of these comments, people. So that's my 2-minute review. Let's see. So Jonas says, how much of the movie is real versus Hollywood? I don't know. I mean, the whole scene where he first met Colonel Parker on the Ferris wheel, that apparently never happened. They made out his mom to be like practically a drunkard. I don't know, she didn't drink, but she was a very religious woman. I don't think that happened. The whole Tom Hanks portrayal was crap. Elvis in the closet, like blubbering when his mom passed away. He took his mom's. He always said his mom was his best girl, and I know he adored his mother. She adored him. They had a very special bond. But I don't know, like that whole scene. I don't know. I just don't. Like I said, there was a lot of things about the movie just rubbed me the wrong way. The Kurt Russell movie to me was meh. I watched it when it first aired. I liked it, but looking at it now, not so much to me. Yeah, it was 1979, I believe. Kind of a lower budget. Paul. My biggest beef with the movie included Priscilla and Jerry showing way too much for years. That they were not always there annoyed me. Paul, I kind of agree. That's another thing. A lot of people felt that people were being petty by saying it, but people were upset that Lyndon Thompson wasn't portrayed in the movie whatsoever. And those in the Elvis community, people who knew him, people who lived with him, people that were associated closely in his inner circle, his family, they will all, the one common theme I've heard about Lyndon Thompson is they said no woman cared for him and took as good a care for him than she did. And Jonas, no, I don't know. I've never heard that. Jonas said that they ever threatened Elvis with jail time if he didn't stop moving. Actually, no, I take that back. I think in '56 when they shot him from the waist up, they said that he could get in trouble if he moved or shook, and he didn't care. He did it anyway. Too bad that rant on stage about the Colonel was fake. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like that scene was almost disturbing to me. And then like the scene at the end when he was on the tarmac with Priscilla in the limo and he had the glasses on. Supposedly that was in like '74, and then you see the plane take off, and then it talks about his funeral. I'm like, so what happened in the 3 years in between? The movie had to do with Elvis's dark side and the role the Colonel had. Some fans had a hard time accepting that. I don't understand why. Oh, crap. Sorry, I want to see your comment. See the rest of it anyway. Oh, crap. The movie had to do with Elvis's dark side. Come on. Sorry. I'm hitting buttons. I'm not hitting the right buttons. Sorry, guys. I want to see your comments. That's what the whole person is doing this. I don't understand why, because it does not diminish his talents. And George, again, I don't knock anybody. I have a friend who went and saw it 11 or 12 times. And I don't knock anybody who loved the movie, but just like if you go and buy anything, a record, or you go to a theater and you watch a movie like Elvis, or you see something on TV for the first time, whether it be a TV series, you can make your own judgment, your own views on it, how you feel about it. That's just mine. I'm sure when I said in other videos that I didn't care for the movie that much, that people, because there's people that I know that I even chat with on, on my phone that, they think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Elvis, should have been Oscar nominated. But thank you, George. And again, I want to be clear. I'm not knocking what you just said, because like I said, and I think that's part of what some of the problems we have in this world, not to get political, but people get knocked for their opinion. And if they don't agree with the general consensus, then you're this or you're that, and you're demonized. And that's always bothered me, because I think we as human beings are entitled to our likes, our dislikes, and our opinions, as long as it's done respectfully, tastefully, and you're not being nasty or mean to anybody. Like I said, I know what you're saying. Like it did show Elvis's dark side, but the movie, this is my opinion, and then I'll get off this subject. It was called Elvis. I think it didn't represent him the way as best as it could. A lot of people think that the last scene on Chino was his last concert. His last concert was on June 20th. Correct. And Jonas, I will tell you that. I will tell you that. I will say that was tastefully done. I loved. Of course, they had like it almost looked like Austin Butler was almost in a fat suit. That was just my opinion, but. And then, but when it segued to Elvis, they're actually doing it. I thought that was just done in such good taste. That made the whole movie for me. It almost brought a tear to my eye. It was very emotional for me. It really hit me. Carrie says, I heard Priscilla not be at Elvis week. I don't know, man, with all this litigation and the cat fighting between her granddaughter and Elvis's will, like it's getting ugly. I mean, I haven't read a whole lot. I haven't kept up on it as much as what I could, but I hear that whole thing with, you know, the rights to Graceland. Some people are afraid that, you know, Graceland could get taken over by somebody else. I don't know. Carrie says, Mark, you going to continue with the Elvis Must Have series? Really enjoyed those. Yeah, I will. It's been really, really difficult. I'll just be honest. Linda Thompson will be at Elvis Week. Awesome. I want to go back to Linda in a second. Yeah, I got a lot of good feedback on those videos. So yeah, I will revisit them. I'll do a must have. In fact, I may shoot one tonight, just because of what you said. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. But anyway, yeah, I was a little annoyed. I was a little disappointed that Lyndon Thompson was with Elvis from '72 till '76, almost 4.5, 5 years, and I don't know. I just think she was good for him, and she just had to move on because of, you know, some of his indiscretions that he, you know, with the women that he saw. But, you know, Elvis was in a position where he was adored, and, you know, I don't know if I could have done anything different than Elvis did either. I want to know Elvis' secret, how he kept such thick hair in his hair. Jones, that's a great question. He did have amazing hair. Now, he did dye it. He dyed it black, and it was actually a blonde, which you could see in, I want to say, Follow That Dream. He went to his blonde, his natural blonde, and I kind of liked it. But yeah, most of the time, from the time he started out until he passed, unfortunately, he always had dyed his hair black. Often too, because he had to, because the roots and all that. So yeah, we'll go about another 10 to 15 minutes. Once I get off here, I got to eat a quick lunch, and then I got to go to my daughter's school and pick them up from school, and then pick up my wife in town. So it's all in like a kind of a quick. Like I said, I especially my Wednesdays, I'm all over the place. I practically burn half a gallon of gas in my car from all the running that I do. Stupid pop-ups. They should also keep the pop-ups from popping up when you're doing these. Jonas, yeah, you know what movie I think he looks so good in? His hair was like jet black. But if you look at him, it happened at the World's Fair, man. Like how black his hair was. Here, I'll even show you. This one is one of my favorite covers. And I actually got a play copy and I got a sealed copy, but his hair was black here. I love this cover. I love this album. One of my favorite soundtracks. Love this album. I have that one, and if I can find it easily, I also have, oh, I do, it's right here. I have a original copy with the bonus photo. I will say with this copy, it's got a few pops. It's not quite up to my standard as far as my play copy. It does sound really good. It's pretty clean, but it could be better. So lately I've kind of been on the lookout for a little bit cleaner copy, if I could find it. But you know, a lot of these older, once you hit like 63, it's just been my experience. Once you hit like 63 and back, it's really, really hard to get a nice, clean copy. Thank you, George. Yeah, the cover and everything's in real good shape. The bonus photo is mint. I was real happy to get that. I wanted to show you, I do have an original. I grabbed the right one. Let's see. Because I have, it's this one, I believe. Yeah. This is an original. This is a stereo. This is an original. Yeah. I got this. I got this from somebody in Discogs. Still got the shrink. The shrink's kind of separated a little bit, but you can see how it's an absolute mint condition. I got this from somebody on Discogs. I think I paid, I want to say $35 plus shipping. I mean, it's got these are common because these are so thin, but it's got, let me look how white that is. Oh, white, I mean, it is as white as the day, like perfect. You see how perfect the corners are. Carrie David, I don't know, Carrie. I don't know. That's a good question. I would imagine they'll have some more because they have the Burning Love sessions coming out, but I think that's record store day. And then they have the Elvis 72. That's a legacy, I believe. But look at that, man. Like, this is perfect. Absolutely no, if you can see it, like not even a touch of spindle wear. And when I put it on the turntable, I doubt if it was ever even played. Like I said, I got this for, it's a stereo copy. Look at how shiny the vinyl is. And I think I cleaned it a little bit, but plays beautifully. Like, you don't even hear as much as a pop. And like I said, again, I was in the right place at the right time. Guy had it for, I almost wonder if it was too good to be true because he had it listed for 35 and like $5. Jonas, yes, it's like I said, other than the little tear, but I've even opened these brand new and it's been torn because it's just, they're so flimsy. Like I said, you can see it's just as white as can be, and it's a great copy. And I think this one, I always get confused with this one because this one I believe is what is this? This is the speaker's corner. This is the speaker's corner, but it's an exact repro of the original. So I always, when I get these both out, I'm like, oh, which one's which? But yeah, so yep. And as anybody who follows my channel will tell you, that is my favorite, very, very favorite album. And I also have, since we're showing Volume 3, do you guys have a long Easter weekend, Mark? We have Friday next Monday off from work. I live in the States, so I cannot remember. Paul, I don't have it off. My day off, my normal day off is on Sunday on the weekend, but my girls are off from school the whole night. They're off half day tomorrow, off Friday, and then off all next week. Now, when I was a kid, you would get a half day on Friday. You had Saturday and Sunday off. Come Monday, you were back in school. So this whole spring break thing, it's been long after I graduated and was out of school. I also have this. This is 45 RPM. This is a double LP. It just has the black. And this is I got number 851. I didn't even notice that. It just says 2013 Original Recordings Group. This sounds phenomenal. It sounds like you're in the studio with them. One of my favorite releases. But that album is, as you may know, that's my favorite album. Yes, Jonas, he did love football. He loved to play it. He loved to watch it. Nick says a lot of people are off Good Friday. Yeah, I'm not. I wish I was, Nick. Do you know what team he supported? I don't, Jonas. I heard it about a month ago in a video I saw from the Elvis on Tour guys, the YouTube channel that I followed too, and there was a video of him going, I think in 71 or 72, to a stadium in Memphis to see the team play. So, yeah, there's that. What else can we talk about in the last, we'll go about another 5-6 minutes. And then off to my next destination. I love doing it. I will tell you, I love doing these streams. I really do. Nick says Steelers and Browns. You know what, Nick? I think I did. I don't know about the Steelers, but I did hear he liked the Browns. Now, you mentioned it. Cleveland Browns. Yes, D-Phil. Yep, you said it too. Yeah, it was the Browns. The Browns I heard was his favorite too. I didn't hear Steelers, but that could be. He was friends with Jim Brown. He was actually on the set of, I believe, Roustabout when Elvis was there. Mystery Saint says Steelers and Browns. Yep. Thank you, George. I appreciate that. And I do. I actually like doing these live streams. I think more than I do in my videos because it's personal. I can talk to you all. I can get your reactions. I try to answer. Like I said, I'm far from an expert, but I try to give good information that I know. And I've been wrong. I've probably been wrong more than I've been right, but I do try to give good content when I do these. And I really want to get back into making 2 to 3 videos a week, but it's just been, it's just been so hard with my girls in their school, and I'm hoping with spring, with me being back at I got a new job. I started a couple months ago. I work 4 10s, so they're draining. I work part time at my daughter's school doing some maintenance, so it's just finding time. And my girls go to a private school, so they have a lot of homework projects, and we're getting near the end of the year. Nick says, "How many albums, LPs in your collection?" Nick, I would, if I was to guesstimate, I have no idea. I would say probably close to 400, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. 450. I don't know. Maybe even less. Yeah, Jonas. Like I said, I would say between three. If I was to give a number, somebody's to say, okay, got the number of jelly beans in the jar. I would probably say 380 if I was to throw a number out there, but it could be more. I don't know. It's funny. I was going through my collection here recently. Like I said, I have a couple storage boxes upstairs and stuff stored away. Um, I have stuff I forgot I even have. Nick, 450 and counting. That's awesome, man. Yeah, you got more than me, I think. Um, yeah. So yeah, and I want to start getting. I want to get another copy of Girls, Girls, Girls EFTD. This is my all time favorite FTD cover. I just think this is gorgeous. Love it. My favorite one, and one of my favorite soundtracks. Maybe it's in my top three, probably. Love it, love it, love it. So I want to get another copy. I want a play copy and I want a regular copy. I meant you have. Oh, Nick, you said you meant me. You're guessing. I'm sorry, Nick. I told you earlier, man. Goes right over my head sometimes. You meant me. I thought you meant you. I'm like, wow, that's good. Keep it out of the basement, Mark. Yes, Carrie. Agreed, brother. There's no way I'm. Yeah, Mr. Train. Yeah, you can. You can still get it. I plan on getting another copy. Jennifer, I am with you. Girl, I am with you. I love it. Love Elvis. Now I paid $29 for the Elvis. Crap. For the 20 for the Elvis Promised Land EP. It's limited to. Jess, I didn't know there was an EP for that. I love that album. I hear you, Jennifer. Yeah, Jess, I didn't know. Yeah, other than that's the way it is, I think, in fact, I know it is. Promised Land is my second favorite album. I love that album. I could listen to that album every day. I think it's a very country music. All right, Carrie, thank you so much for joining in, buddy. Great to have you here. I hope you have a great Easter as well. Have a safe one. So yeah, just a couple more minutes, and then I gotta head out on my next journey. But yeah, I would like to do these. Nick says if you keep, yeah, Nick, I will not keep anything in my basement. We actually redid our basement, my wife and I. We did it by ourselves. Took us 4 weekends. Completely stripped the floors, completely sanitized everything, cleaned it, uh, built all new stuff, put all new walls, new flooring down. Like it looks great, but it's my gym and it's my office. What's the most expensive LP you know of? Probably Standing Room Only. You too, Mal. I hope you have a great, great Easter, a safe Easter, a happy Easter. Yeah, I would probably say Standing Room Only, the second FTD. Yeah, Adrian, thank you. I appreciate all of you joining in. Like I said, I hope to do this again. I don't know if I'll be able to next week because my girls will be off, but I might be able to maybe go upstairs and sneak one in. Um, but I do appreciate, I love doing these. I really enjoy the interaction. It was we had a nice number of people tuning in. So before I let you go, my live stream with David was rescheduled. It'll be at 11 p.m. On April 15th. That's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. Different times for those of you that are abroad, but it'll be April 15th, my time. Jonas, thank you. I hope you can join the next one. I really enjoyed having you here and speaking with you. I mean that sincerely. But yes, that'll be with. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. I'm going to make that up with David on April 15th, Saturday, April 15th. We always do it on a Saturday. I'm trying to head up one. If Johnny sees this, I'll probably reach out to him in the next day or so. We're going to do a second live stream, more interactive live stream than we did. We dropped the ball on the last one. Thank you, Stefano. I appreciate that. I appreciate you joining in. It's good to see you. But yeah, so doing well with him. And then I want to do these weekly. And who knows? There was one night this week. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. You too. Be safe. I had actually thought about just hopping on. I don't know what y'all think of it. It was like 11:30 at night here. And I thought, you know what? I'm in the mood for doing a live stream. I thought, nah, I don't know if I'll get it. I didn't announce it. I didn't broadcast it. Put it on my community page. I don't know how many people I'll get to tune in. So I might do a surprise one. And if I do, I hope to see you all there. So until then, stay safe. Be well. We'll see you soon. Thanks for all of you joining in. Talk to you soon. Bye.